everyone, and welcome back to the Illinois Girls Wrestling Podcast, the show that strives to create a supportive community for Illinois girls wrestling through storytelling and expert insights so that athletes, coaches, and families feel connected and empowered. Can this podcast be helpful for boys? Absolutely. We are sharing a lot of great information about wrestling that boys can learn from. However, we also want to give girls and their families a space they can call their own. I'm your host, Lena, and today we continue the dive into a question that every parent, coach, and aspiring wrestler has asked at some point. What is the best time to start wrestling? Should you get on the mat as a tot, wait until a middle school, or jump in during high school? I don't claim to be an expert, but I am a mom of 3 wrestlers and have seen what wrestling looks like in elementary, middle, and high school. Last time we discussed wrestling for kids in elementary school, and if you missed that, please go back and listen. Today we will talk about starting wrestling as a middle schooler. Middle school is often seen as a sweet spot for starting wrestling. Kids are more physically and mentally prepared to handle the demands of the sport. By now, your child has tried different sports growing up and might have done a few sports offered by the middle school. Here comes January, and your PT teacher tells the class about wrestling tryout. Your kid comes to try out, and he or she is a wrestler. Wrestling might not be your life and goal. It might just be a winter sport that starts in January and ends in March. What do you need to know about middle school wrestling? Your wrestler will compete as a team member and will wrestle against other middle schoolers. Some schools limit their participation to only wrestling duels, while others will also attend tournaments. The results of both efforts bring corresponding results. If your wrestler is on the lighter or heavier side and your school only does duels, you might come to the end of the season with only a handful of matches. And when I say lighter or heavier, you will have a roster from the kids that are light in weight and heavy in weight. My son was one of the lighter weights, and he did not necessarily have a match every single time. However, if your middle school coach gets your team to weekend tournaments, you will have a lot more opportunities to wrestle against opponents. If your daughter is a middle school wrestler, you are not guaranteed girls' matches. And there are no girl wrestling divisions in ISA, not at this point. I do believe there is going to be a girls division next year, but as of right now, the girls are still competing in the boys division. All the teams are co-ed, and while the girls wrestling is advancing, they still have a way to go in the middle school. Okay, I mentioned ISA. ISA is the Illinois Elementary School Association. It hosts state series between somewhere at the end of February, beginning of March, and it's going like regular state series, regionals, sectionals, and state. Is this the only way to wrestle? Absolutely not. Your girl or boy can wrestle still in IKWF, Illinois Kids Wrestling Federation. There are plenty of clubs that are sanctioned by IKWF, or potentially AAU, which is an amateur athletic union. That's also called a club wrestling. There are clubs that run all year around, and there are clubs that only run seasonally. Intensity, cost, and commitments are also different. If you're new to wrestling, check out a few local clubs in your area. Maybe come to a couple different practices and see what fits you. In many cases, the easy way to start is to join the feeder club, just to see how you like it and see if you want more. Club wrestling also allows you to attend IKWF wrestling tournaments. So even if you are on the middle school team and you are in that lighter or heavier weight, not getting enough matches, but you go to the club, you will get more tournaments. You will get a lot more experience. They can easily be 10 tournaments within 1 hour of drive from where you live. 1 tournament a week. There are a few that are girls-only tournaments. There are a few that are girls-only tournaments, but more and more tournaments have girls' divisions. So that is a big deal. Regardless of your weight and gender, you will have matches. To wrestle for the club, you will need to purchase USA Wrestling membership. You can either do it through the club or on your own. So you would have to talk to your coach first. Annual USA Wrestling athlete membership is $60. This membership will allow you to attend practices. It provides the liability insurance for the club, and it also allows you to attend IKWF competitions. The membership runs from September 1st to August 31st. Membership runs from September 1st to August 31st. It doesn't matter when you buy it. It always expires August 31st. As a middle school club wrestler, you will wrestle in the novice division. Most likely, you will be 11 or 12, or you might be 13, 14, and that means you are in senior division. When the season is over, that might be a good time to reevaluate. If this sport's calling your name, go for it. But maybe you would rather play soccer. If you feel, and I mean when I'm addressing wrestlers, not their parents. As a parents, we definitely want kids to keep going and get better for the next season, but we're still talking about middle schoolers. And if they would rather go and do something else, let them. However, if your child wants to keep going, look around, find a club in your area that works all year around, and go for it. So let's say you're at the end of your feeder club season and trying to figure out what to do next. And if you considering a private club, think about these factors. First, interest and readiness. Does your child love wrestling and enjoy physical activities? If you as a parent are more interested in youth wrestling than your child, you are in for a lot of frustration. If your child would rather do a different sport or maybe no sport at all, then maybe wrestling will be your seasonal sport only. You can look at it again next year. Things might be different, but that's how it is right now. Next, time and commitment. If you and your child are prepared for the time commitment that the sports require, clubs go as few as 2 to 3 days and as many as 5 to 6 days a week. If your club is an hour away, are you as a parent ready for this commitment? Number 3, access to the program. Do you have access to quality wrestling programs and coaches in your area? There are many great clubs in Illinois, but does it work for you? Visit several clubs, attend clinics, and talk to the coaches and other parents. Take your time to figure out what works for you. Number 4, long-term goals. If the goal to have fun or compete at a high level, you need to decide this before you move forward. Number 5, money. Financial commitment. Wrestling is one of the least expensive sports for an equipment standpoint, but there is no ceiling to how much money you can spend. Private wrestling clubs are not cheap, but you also will be tempted by weekend clinics and overnight camps, as well as private coaching and upscale expensive wrestling shoes, singlets, and wrestling hoodies. And don't forget the tournament fees and travel costs. Am I telling you not to go to an elite club? Absolutely not. I am suggesting you to start slow and learn the basics. Understand that you and your wrestler are on the same page and are interested in more intense program and commitment. Elite clubs produce fantastic results, but they are not magic. Your child will be the one making magic happen. What are the advantages of starting wrestling as a middle schooler? Kids at this age have a faster learning curve due to increased maturity and focus. Your child can also join a school team, which is free or nearly free. You can also join a club, or you can do both. Your child still has plenty of time to develop skills and succeed at the high school level. It is easy to start and it doesn't require a lot of equipment. Now, are there any challenges? Yes. Your child might face competition who has been wrestling since the age of 4. And if you decide to wrestle in the club, you will find challenging sometimes to balance wrestling with other interests, academics, and sports. I also wanted to get a middle school girl wrestler the call today so we can ask her a few questions that I think some of you might want to know, especially if you're considering wrestling as a sport for your daughter. Today we have on the call Bella and her mom Gina. Welcome to welcome to today's episode. And why don't we start with introductions?
All right. Hi, I'm Bella, and I'm in 7th grade, and I wrestle for my school team, MacArthur, and I also wrestle for the Wheeling Club team.
Okay.
And my name is Gina. I'm Bella's mom. I also have a freshman son who is also a wrestler, and he kind of got Bella to pique her interest in wrestling.
Whose decision was it first?
So initially, Gavin had started wrestling, and I had been going to meets and stuff, so I got kind of interested in like the scoring and how it works. And eventually I went to a summer camp for it, and I had started to just really like it at my first practices.
She went to summer camp, and I picked her up after her first day, and she was in tears because a boy was very rough with her. And like a good mom, I said, you never have to go back to wrestling ever again if you don't want to. And she said that night, she said, Mom, I think I'm ready to go back tomorrow and I'll be okay. And she hasn't stopped since.
Okay. Well, my next question was about your very first wrestling practice. Was that your first practice?
So that day, one kid had come on too strong and was like, hey, I'm like a state champion and I'm going to like be really good compared to you and you're going to be really bad. And I was like, oh, well, I've never done this before, so you're obviously going to be better than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a lot of friends in that summer camp with me. So,
including your brother.
So I also spent more time with them than that certain kid, which was fun trying to kind of figure out all the stuff they were telling us to do. Like me and my friend were partners and we're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So we both looked weird together.
Oh, God. Interesting. Well, was there anything else that surprised you about your first practice?
I actually was a bit surprised by how much I actually enjoyed it. I wasn't quite 100% sure that I was going to love it. And that's why we started with the summer camp. And like having my friends doing it, we all kind of thought it was pretty fun. And especially because some of my friends were already experienced. So they were showing us the ropes and introducing it to me. And I was just overall surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
Okay. Do you remember what was that, said, hey, this is it. I want to continue doing this?
Knowing that like it's a cool sport, not many girls do it. It would be really cool to get involved. It could help me with my other sports, really good for conditioning. And I felt like I would, if I worked hard enough, I'd be okay at it.
She's always active. She's a multi-sport athlete. And so our son wrestling, we figured out how tremendous wrestling is for conditioning and to just keep them strong and fit and active and moving. So worst case, we figured it would be a great opportunity for her to get a great workout and condition in her off seasons. And she would come home excited about things that she learned how to do and excited that she could finally pull something off and pull a move. And she thought it was the coolest thing.
Well, you mentioned that, Bella does multiple sports. So what other sports do you guys do?
Obviously, I do wrestling, but my other main sport would be I play softball. I play travel softball. And then for my school team, I'm on the basketball, cross country, and track team. So year-round sports.
And there's your very busy family.
Very busy.
Yeah.
And she plays in the jazz band and the regular band, 2 different instruments. So she keeps herself super, super busy.
Wow. Okay. That's very impressive. Okay, let's get back to wrestling. What's your favorite takedown right now and why?
Right now, I'd probably say like a single leg or a high C to double because like it's effective. It does what I need it to do. It gets them down and it's usually has a window open for me to be able to hit it. It's a really basic move, but it's something that I've gotten more confident with and I've been able to pull off more often and like get good setups for.
I love that she's just been adding so much more to her toolbox. So, she's learning so many more ways to go about trying to dominate in the match. She is not a passive wrestler, which I appreciate. So
Oh, she
I like
moves.
that she moves. Yeah. She's very quick. So
Okay.
I love it. I love that she's learning more and more.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been wrestling?
I've only really been on a team or with a preseason, postseason for 2 years, but like I did a summer camp, if that counts.
Like right before middle school?
Yeah.
Thinking about your matches, is there a match that you are very proud of?
So I am really proud of, I was in conference and I had lost my first match.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah. So I had lost my first match and I was going against a kid for third place that I'd wrestled earlier in the season. And this one kid had this one move. He headlocked me like 4 times and I didn't know how to defend it. So he just beat me by points in overtime. And I went up to that kid in the match and he did the same thing again, exactly like I expected. But I did not defend it like I should have. So I was losing.
9-1.
Then
Uh-huh.
and then it was my choice and I picked top because my coaches always knew that I have more confident on top. So I took top and I took this kid and I broke him down and I cross faced him really hard and cradled him. And I got all my back points and a pin. And the entire gym, there were 2 mats going. The entire gym erupted just from my match. And the kid walked off the mat crying.
And this is a boy, and we're talking about boy, right?
This is the boy,
This was
yeah.
a boy. Yeah. Lena, I have to say, there are 2 matches going on. The entire gym, every person was watching Bella's match because she was down by so much and they thought it was 100% over.
Mhm.
And when she turned it around and came back, I swear to you, everybody erupted when that ref hit the mat and called for the pin. Everybody was on their feet cheering and jumping. Coaches were jumping, teammates were jumping. It was the coolest thing ever.
Okay, Mom, since you brought that up, tell me how it made you feel. Tell me your emotions, because I had some crazy emotions in a situation like that with my daughter.
Bella's very first match wrestling for middle school, I remember she would lock eyes with me in the middle of the match and she just had desperation in her face. There was not confidence. There was
getting beat so hard by this kid who wrestled before.
Yes, there was terror in her eyes. And as you know, when you win or lose a match, you walk up to the opposing team, you shake hands with your opponent, then you walk up to their coaches, you shake their hands, you walk up to your coaches, shake their hands. And when Bella was going to her own coaches, sobbing after her loss, they just pointed at me and she dove on me in tears, sobbing. I'm crying. She's crying.
I never want to do this again until I have a match again later that day. And I'm like, oh,
She had to wrestle again that day. And we had lots of talks and built up her confidence. She won her second match and then
my third
kept winning. And once she figured out to not look at me with terror in her eyes, she got enough confidence to keep going. So it is an emotional roller coaster as a mother to see your little girl out there getting destroyed and then destroying others.
But then does it get easier?
It's gotten easier this year. This is the first time that it's more comfortable, that I am more comfortable watching you wrestle. I'm not freaking out the entire time.
Oh, well, I have to tell you something. So when my daughter was in state and she made it to semifinals, and it was a semifinals, and it's a huge arena. So I got close so I could watch her. And so at the same time, they had boy duels. So there is a lot of families there that came to watch boy duels, and a lot of, so there is a lot of audience for some of the girls who came from the schools that also had boy duels. So I am surrounded by lots of parents that are just cheering madly for the other girl.
Yeah.
And so my daughter made it to double overtime. And it was just It was insane. I feel like I don't even know, like when she won, I walked out of the arena. I could not walk. I just literally wobbled.
Weren't you exhausted?
I was just done after that. Oh,
It is emotionally draining.
yes.
100%.
I got a next question for you. Since you're such a busy family, how do you balance homework, practice, and recovery?
Well, when it comes to like wrestling for school, I know I'm a student athlete. So if I'm behind on schoolwork, if I need time, I might take a day to do all my work. But I like to try and make it to practice as much as possible, even if that means like watching. I also try my best to like do my work efficiently at home so I have plenty of time before I go to practice to get ready. And then I'm able to get home at the end of the night and not be doing homework really late so that then I can just get good rest and be ready for the next day where I might have to do it again depending on my practice schedule.
Mm-hmm. I will say there's a lot of parent input when it comes to time management because it's very easy to waste time playing on a phone or watching TV. And sometimes we don't have that luxury with our schedule. We make sure homework is always done first. It is always our priority is school. And then athletics follow after that. And luckily, she's got straight A's and we've never really had to worry about it. She's very much a high achiever when it comes to her academics. She is competitive in school. She is competitive on the mat. So this is just her personality. And so that helps. That helps tremendously. And then when it comes time for rest and recovery, we make sure we do not stay up late in this house. We make sure that sleep is everything we need. So we get lots of good rest to make sure that we can function and function to our best. Sometimes Bella doesn't like it when she'd like to stay up watching TV and I tell her it's time for bed. But overall, I think she understands. Do you understand overall?
Yes.
Yes. Do you hate it?
Yes.
Oh, favorite tournament or favorite venue where you wrestled at?
So our school every year does the Johnsburg and the Romeoville tournament. Romeoville is probably our biggest tournament before like regionals and sectionals, and it comes near the end of the year. It is a very competitive tournament. It's got usually like really good teams with really good wrestlers, but just overall the experience, they have like 5, 6 mats going at once. It's like you're mat 1 and you're warming up at the wrong place and you have to like run to your other across the building. But it's cool how there's so many people, and same with Johnsburg. Like they're always so many mats, so many people, but it's like just exciting with the adrenaline always, like with knowing that you're gonna wrestle soon among all these people because you've got a spot on your team.
Yeah, it's a cool experience. They're just bigger invitationals, so it's a little more exciting just to see all the tons of people running around and you try and stay there. Yeah, try and be the last man standing and stay till the end.
Yeah.
Or being the one team that your coach is like, hey guys, warm up, take over a mat, and you just start like running circles around full other teams and like swarming them.
And I know your school does a fantastic job getting you guys to tournaments, not just like neighborhood duels. And that I'm sure that helps you a lot.
Yeah, and this year our school actually has 2 tournaments scheduled for girls only.
Wow.
Which is really exciting. There's one tournament that's like girls and boys, but they're in separate divisions. And the other one's just strictly a girls tournament, which is exciting that we're getting enrolled and placed in these new tournaments.
So tell me a little bit more about the girls on your middle school team.
Here we had a pretty good turnout for the meeting.
We had our interest meeting.
Hasn't started yet.
20 girls at the interest meeting.
Wow.
So 20 girls that showed up to see, dip their toes in, check out what it's all about. We started with like 12 last year. We had 7 by the end of the year, but those 7 were very dedicated and wanted to do their best to help the team and to improve their skills.
And all of those girls came back for this year.
Yeah, all of them came back.
That is so exciting. I cannot wait for them, to get to high school. whoever gets
Yeah.
and to see what they do on the mat in the high school. That's
And some
great.
of them, I look at them and I'm like, you're going to be wrestling for a long time. Like
Yeah.
some of them are like, love the sport, are crazy about the season starting, counting down the days until we start next Monday. Like, can't wait for it to start doing preseasons. It's really cool how many girls are actually more dedicated into the sport.
Mhm.
And I love that our boys don't look at or treat our girls any differently.
Awesome.
So we get paired up with boys and it is 100% an equal matchup. We just wrestle and all the boys respect our girls and kind of look at them like they're doing something awesome because there's not that many of them up there. And they know that the girls can hang up there just as well, if not better than some of them. So I do love the respect level in our program that the boys and girls are all very respectful and understand each other's capabilities.
So, what will your year look like right now? You are juggling, you're planning on juggling middle school wrestling and club wrestling, right?
All while playing basketball
Oh,
for
God.
school because we're in the middle of basketball season also.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. So what is your plan? You're going to be going to just trying to get an idea. So you're going to be going with middle school. You're going to be going to most likely a duel during the week and then going to a
Mhm.
tournament on Saturday. And
And
then
then possibly a club tournament on Sunday.
how fun. uh,
Yeah, and the exciting part is our practices are 2 hours. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, I'll be going from our practices over to wheeling practices
For club.
for club for some extra time on the mat.
where you get to wrestle high school girls, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Look forward to it every day.
Yeah, so for those, obviously, for most that don't know, we have at the Wheeling Wrestling Club, we have high school wrestling club or wrestling team girls that come out and help out at the club. I just feel so grateful that we are able to have, girls to come out and help, especially to inspire the club girls to,
Absolutely.
yes. Next question. What do you have a role model in wrestling? Anybody on high school level, college, Team USA?
So my cousin Morgan, she started out at her high school wrestling. She was like one of two girls or maybe the
Mhm.
only girl at her school, and she did fantastic. And she did so well that when she graduated,
Mhm.
there were dozen, 2 dozen maybe girls that then signed up for the team because they were also inspired by how well she had done. And
And now they have
now
a
they have a girls'
flourishing
program.
girls program where girls wrestle girls
And my cousin Morgan got a full ride scholarship
on wrestling.
on wrestling, 100%. She went through an injury, kept her scholarship, gets to wrestle girls in the college level. It's cool to look up that could be me or any of the girls in our program someday.
Now, a few fun questions, I guess. A singlet color. If you could design a singlet, what color would that be?
Honestly, I would probably make my singlet neon pink, black, and white just because they like stick out from all the mats. No one has pink mats. And like I don't know, it's a cool color to have for wrestling.
And you love it.
And I do love pink. And it would match my headgear, my shoes.
Her brother got her hot pink headgear and hot pink laces for her black shoes for her birthday this year because he very much supports her in her wrestling endeavors.
Mhm.
So a pink, black, and white singlet would match beautifully.
What wrestling shoes are you wearing right now?
So I have Rudy's.
Mhm.
I have 2 pairs.
Mhm. Her first pair of Rudy's came from a kid who bought them for $10 at Salvation Army, brand new with tags on.
Oh, wow.
And then one of the high schoolers at Wheeling said they had a pair and they don't wear them as much as they would like to. So they gave them to me, knowing that. And they just found out that my birthday was like the next week. And they're like, here, happy birthday.
Okay, so this is question for mom now, probably. What something that your family does that makes competing easy? Because clearly That's what you do a lot.
We do it a lot. So we actually, as a family, enjoy when wrestling season comes in because with our schedules, we tend to sometimes fall off the healthy train here and there. But when wrestling kicks in, the entire house, the rule is we all eat clean. So we have taken and donated Halloween candy. We're back to cooking whole meals. We do a lot of food prepping for the kids to make sure that they are at a good weight that is healthy, but they have all the fuel that they need to help them thrive, which in turn helps my husband and I stay healthy. And we pack lots and lots and lots of food for tournaments.
We have a backpack cooler packed with, there's like always some sort of fruit. We'll get like sandwiches, all the sandwiches you could think of, plenty of like trail mix, popcorn, just some stuff that like Saturdays at the tournament is like almost our cheat days.
They get
So-
extra stuff.
Saturdays are our cheat days because of tournaments.
Yeah.
So
After weigh-in.
after weighing, and then they make us these like omelets that they'll make in the morning.
So you have good protein to start the day. Yep.
So we'll eat that once we get past weigh-ins, and
Yeah. All our meal prepping helps us as a family overall. We also make sure that they are resting, and which puts us to bed earlier and kind of gets us all a little bit healthier during wrestling season.
Last question from both of you. A piece of advice for a girl and that might be thinking about wrestling, and for, a mom who might, who possibly had, her daughter come to her and say, "Hey, mom, I think I want to try wrestling."
so for that girl, I would say just try it, go for it, because it has made me stronger, more confident myself, and like it's really good for anything you're interested in. It's good for sports. It's good for just staying healthy, and
Self-esteem.
you don't know if you're going to be great at it when you join, but there's only one way to figure that out. And it's something that like you're not great overnight. This is a sport that like takes some time, but as long as you have the dedication, you can
improve.
You can do great in wrestling. Like you're going to be as good as you can be.
Mm-hmm.
So you could love it, just go for it.
I try and motivate as many girls as I can to join the sport because I think it's a wonderful opportunity for girls to feel strong and empowered. And like I said before, it's great conditioning. It's just great overall for your health. I don't need you to be, a state wrestler. I just need you to love the sport and want to improve on yourself and become dedicated to it. And I think that if you can find any sport that you're passionate about, you should dive in and do everything you can to improve and do your best. Parents, I've had many, many conversations with parents because they tell me constantly, "I don't know how you can do what you do. I don't know how you can sit there and watch this happen to your kids. And I don't know how you could let Bella be out there on the mat. And isn't it terrifying?" And there are days, there are moments in a match where I make a gasp or say some words or say some prayers, 100%. But overall, what my son has told me is, "Mom, when you hear a slam on the ground, I promise it doesn't hurt as bad as it sounds." And that took me a while to believe. But I just tell all the parents around me that it's just a couple minutes. And if I can stay strong for my kid, I know that my kid will do their best out on the mat. I can't fall apart because they need my support as much as they need, they need me to look like I'm okay watching them wrestle. So I put on a big brave face, and 99% of the time, you are perfectly fine.
99% of the time. And that 1% might be because I messed up and I did something.
Made
that's
a little
not-
mistake, or someone gets a little too rough. But that's what we have refs and coaches there for, and they take care of things. So I don't have to mama bear from the sides.
We have trainers too.
People take care, and our coaches at both club and at school are really good with Bella and really look out for her. And I don't know if it's because she's a girl, if she gets a little extra attention or love, but I know that she is well supported. And as a mom, that's all that you can ask for your kid, is for their coaches to have their back and constantly be looking out for them. And we've gotten really, really lucky and very fortunate that we found that in both places where she wrestles.
Cannot wait to see how great Bella does this year and, the year after, the high school.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thanks again, both Bella and Gina, for, calling in and sharing all this with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Closing thoughts. Wrestling is a journey, and everyone's path will look a little different. Your path starts now. Thank you for tuning into today's episode. If you enjoyed this discussion, make sure to subscribe, share, and leave us a review. Have a question or topic you want us to cover? Drop us a message on social media or email us at ilgirlswrestling@gmail.com. Until next time.